Hey guys, welcome back to my third episode of my Halo on PC Mastery series. Today's episode is going to be about advanced movement, something that I really wanted to cover in depth because, as you know, on a controller you have the full range of motion on the thumbstick going around like that, but on your PC you only had your WASD keys. So something that's really important that I want to touch on and really explain some tips for you guys to help transition over to keyboard and mouse, because it's something where it's really fluid on controller, but then when you go to keyboard and mouse it can be a bit stiff and a bit hard to actually move over to a different system. But before I get to today's episode, there's a couple of things I want to go through. First of all, thank you so much for all the new viewers, new subscribers, likes, comments. If you guys have watched the first two episodes, go back and read the comments section. There is so much knowledge, especially in the second episode, of other players and their experiences on PC. I love reacted a bunch of comments with all these thousands of hours players that have huge essays of information that you guys should read if you're new to PC, and it really helps you guys get a better understanding of what to expect when actually moving over to PC from Xbox One. The number one comment I had in the previous video was talking about field of view, and they weighed up a lot of pros in Counter-Strike were playing on not a high field of view because it affected their aim too much. I noticed I have mine on 100 field of view. I could probably bump it up to 110 if I wanted to, and it wouldn't affect my aim too much. Maybe Halo is going to be different to Counter-Strike. We'll see when MCC comes out and we'll make a decision then. But it's really important to consider, and I thought I'd throw it in here because it is really important that don't increase it too much, because you're going to make the actual person you're going to be shooting at a lot smaller. Even though you can see more, it might negatively impact your aim. So just something to keep in mind when you're adjusting your field of view. Last but not least, before we get to the video, a lot of you guys have said, how do you have the Halo 3 weapons where it comes with the Halo 4 weapons and they look ugly, how do we fix it? I'm going to basically pin the comment of how to find it. I'm not going to link it because then I'll get a copyright strike, and then 343 would love to take all the videos down, so let's not do that. But I'm going to tell you what to search to actually find it, and then you can install it yourself. That leads me on to my next point. Halo Online has no affiliation with 343, Bungie, Microsoft, or anything like that, and they denounced the game. Yes, you can stream it, but if it became really popular again, you'd probably be in trouble for streaming it, and I'd probably get in trouble for uploading it. But I feel like it's really important to be prepared for when MCC comes out on PC. Just be ahead of the wave. I've had a lot of improvement this week. I really broke through a wall with my aiming, and I feel like I'm a lot more consistent, especially yesterday when I was playing Team Snipers on Halo Online. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so this is episode 3, and we're going to be talking about movement. Everything about movement. Skill jumps, how to move fluidly across the map. If you're already a really solid Halo player, the transition is going to be a lot easier for you. But the one thing that I really wanted to encapsulate and really talk about this particular episode is the thumbsticks. And when you're playing, as you all know on controller, you move around like this and you get a full 360 range of motion. Compare that to, say, your keyboard. Hopefully it drags this far and you can see it. But you only have your WASD keys, and it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, which means you don't have that 360 anymore. You have up, down, left, right, and you have your 2 diagonals. You don't have that really fine-tuning movement that you're probably used to on console. And that affects you when you first transition over. So some of you might say, wow, if it's that bad, Remy, why would we even swap over to keyboard and mouse or controller? And that really comes back down to the aiming. The aiming is such a big buff, it's such a big improvement. You have your whole arm to aim when you're shooting people. It makes that much of a difference that small little negative is hugely outweighed by the huge positive of being able to laser people across the map. And it's so easy to no-scope that I highly recommend you go to keyboard and mouse over a controller. So, the basics. What I did when I first started out was I didn't even know how to crouch jump. Jumping was hard enough, and moving around the map took time, and that will come when you get muscle memory. As we covered in the first episode, about 100 hours in of playing a video game, Counter-Strike was my source for this, your movement will improve tenfold, even 20-fold. Once you get comfortable with it and you're like, oh, if I move this way, I'll move that way, it helps my aim in this way, or this particular thing happens when I do this. It really comes down to just putting in the time in. I noticed a lot of people just want to get quick, like really good, really quickly. It doesn't work like that. Most things, even apart from video games, if you want to get good at something, you got to put the time in. But I'm going to give you the tools and the tips you need to try speed that up as much as possible. You still have to put the time in and become good on your own. So, first of all, moving around the map. When you first start playing, it's going to feel stiff, it's going to feel awkward, and you're not going to be used to it. just stick with it. Just try and line up your shots as best you can, moving around. Strafing. Strafing is something that you should probably be familiar with if you're a good Halo player and you could go left and right with your left thumbstick. But this time, all you have to do is do AD, 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 or mix it up, do like D across a bit, A across a bit, then do D, A, D, A. Just mix it up, throw a jump in, throw a crouch jump in. Whatever your skill level is, some of you are going to be very fluid when you start off. That's okay. Some of you are going to be beginners. That's fine too. Whatever your skill level is, stick with it. Keep it simple to start if it's awkward for you, and you'll progress just with time. And that's the best advice I can give. Time is everything. I sucked. I'm actually pretty good now, but really time is everything. The next thing I did was really try to challenge myself. Once I was comfortable with using the WASD keys, strafing a little bit. I'm going to cover strafing really in depth in a little bit, but for now we'll just leave it at strafing. Once you're comfortable with that, I tried to do crouch jumps. I went into a custom game. I repeatedly did the S1 to S2 jump on Guardian over and over and over again. I would just run around the map, crouch in green, jump up there. Every jump I did would be a crouch jump. Every normal jump I'll try to get the maximum amount of height I could get out of it. Just do a couple laps before I start playing, just so I'm a bit more familiar with it, because I was so bad when I actually started playing keyboard and mouse, and some of you guys will be too. The reason why I'm focusing on movement specifically for this video is that once your movement improves, your actual aim goes through the roof, because you're already really good. Well, I'm already really good at aiming on Halo, and it doesn't take too long to adjust to the mouse, but once you figure out how your movement goes, lining up those shots and then moving the mouse in conjunction with that, it's so much easier. Alright guys, so the next big part is about strafing. If you're moving around the map fine, you're confident with crouch jumping and moving around the map confidently, then the next really big thing you want to master is strafing. This isn't just exclusive to just keyboard and mouse, but a controller as well. Of course, if you're playing Halo Online and you're being shot at, you don't have either the ammo or the shields to fight them back and you want to run away. Looking down towards the ground and running away will protect your head, so you can't actually be headshotted, and makes it much harder for them to kill you. I will say though, when you're strafing, make it random, make it unpredictable. Don't just do left, right, left, right, left, right. Go left a little bit more, then right, then left a little bit more again. Walk into a wall a little bit, then back right, then jump, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, make it unpredictable, because then they have to follow you. But also keep in mind when you're doing this and you're putting so much effort into strafing, that your shots are still on point. I see a lot of people, especially on Halo 5, when they're trying to outstrafe me, because obviously they recognize me, their shot, they don't land half of their bullets because they're that focused on just trying to outstrafe me. They don't hit their shots, and all I do is I do a generic boring strafe, but I hit all 5 of my shots every single time. I end up winning 90% of my battles, or at least trade. So yes, it's very, very good. Make it unpredictable, make it harder for them to shoot you, but keep in mind that you don't want your aim to suffer because you're putting that much effort into strafing. Obviously, pro players, they can do both. They're fantastic at it. But if you're just learning, do a simple strafe to start. Throw in a jump here or there. Do a couple crouches if you really want to, but don't do it to the point where you're putting all your effort into just strafing and you're not hitting your 4 shots every time. Last but not least, it wouldn't be an advanced movement video with including some sort of Halo trick jumping. These are very advanced, very hard to pull off strategies that if you can do them, give you the edge in battles, but on the flip side, they are very, very hard to do. On screen now, you're going to be watching some of Clearly Me's trick jumping. I'm going to link his Twitter, because if you scroll down his feed, he does tutorials, quick 1-minute videos where you can actually learn these strategies. They're all on Halo 3, so they all work on Halo Online. When Halo comes to PC, it's something you should consider doing. Some of the jumps are easier to do, some are very, very difficult, but some you'll be able to learn consistently. And I really recommend spending the time, once you're comfortable strafing, moving consistently, crouch jumping, and doing some of the easier jumps, you incorporate the harder ones into your game, because it's going to give you the edge over someone who hasn't practiced them, hasn't done them, or isn't going to even expect you to do them. And you're going to win your battles 9 times out of 10 just purely because of that. So that is going to do it, guys. Another episode out of the way. I'm going to recap everything very quickly in case you just want to come back to this video and have some quick tips. Number 1, it's not going to be as fluid at the start as compared to a controller. A controller has 360 degrees of movement, and it's one of the benefits of playing on controller besides the aim assist. So give yourself time to adjust to it, because it's not going to be easy straight off the bat. Second, Just go into custom games and practice. Spend about 10-15 minutes, pick a map of your choice, push yourself, do all the crouch jumps, do all the hard jumps, learn how to move across the map, and just give yourself time. You're going to get better. I sucked at the start, and now I'm really good. Next is strafing. Don't do something that's predictable. Make it unpredictable, but not to the point where you can't hit your shots consistently. Hitting shots consistently should be the number one thing. Strafing should be the second thing. Have a good strafe, have an excellent shot. That's what I've always tried to focus to do. I don't have an amazing strafe, but I hit my shots consistently, and that wins my battles 90% of the time. Last but not least, if you really want to take your game to the highest level possible, and you want to put the time in to learn these really hard, elaborate jumps, they will pay off and they will make you a better player overall. So consider checking them out. You don't have to do them. I can play very well without them. I don't do them. But it's something that maybe you'd enjoy doing, and some people love pulling off these cool, awesome strategies and just completely outplaying and destroying and decimating other people they're going up against. So that might be for you too. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I feel like this is my best episode yet. I'm getting really confident doing these as I improve myself. Let me know in the comments below if there's any specific things you want me to cover in next week's episode, and I'll go through them before I get to the actual topic. Next week's video is all about aiming, all the knowledge I've basically gathered over the last 17 years of playing, plus the new knowledge I've gained from you guys. You guys have been such a big help, so thank you so much for that. I read every single comment, positive, negative, doesn't matter. I'm hoping to make the best possible guides for you guys and for newer players coming to Halo when Halo comes out on PC, or coming from other games and they're coming to Halo on PC. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got something out of today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye bye.